Hey! Welcome back, Curious Minds! I'm Quizzy, your favorite myth-busting, fact-finding, brain-bending guide from Work4You Tutor. And today we're diving headfirst into one of the most popular myths that has been floating around for over 100 years. You've probably heard it before. Maybe a teacher said it, maybe you saw it in a movie. Maybe your Uncle Gary said it at Thanksgiving dinner while trying to sound smart. The myth goes like this: humans only use 10% of their brain. Sounds fascinating, right? Like somewhere in your skull, there's this huge untapped superpower just waiting to be unlocked. But here's the thing, it's completely, totally, 100% not true. Let's bust this myth wide open. Before we talk about why it's wrong, let's talk about where it came from. Because myths don't just appear out of thin air. They usually start somewhere. The truth is, nobody knows exactly where this one was born, but there are a few suspects. One popular theory traces it back to the early 1900s, when scientists were just beginning to study the brain. Some researchers noticed that large portions of the brain didn't seem to produce any obvious reaction when stimulated. So they thought, hey, maybe those parts just don't do anything? Another suspect is the famous psychologist William James, who once wrote that humans only meet a small fraction of their mental potential. He was talking about potential, as in how hard we push ourselves mentally, not about literal brain usage. But somewhere along the way, that idea got twisted and turned into the 10% claim. And then Hollywood got its hands on it. Movies like Lucy and Limitless built entire plots around the idea that unlocking the other 90% of your brain would turn you into a superhuman. Cool concept, terrible science. So the myth spread, people believed it, and here we are. But let's look at what the brain actually does, because the reality is so much cooler than the myth. Hold on just a second. We just learned that your brain is already working at full power. So imagine what you could do if you gave it the right guidance. At Work4YouTutor.com, you can connect with hundreds of real human tutors from all around the world, ready to help you use not 10%, not 100%, but a full 110% of your brain capacity. Whatever you want to learn, they've got someone for that. Sign up today at www.work4yoututor.com. The link is in the description. Now, back to the video. Okay, Quizzy, so if we're not using only 10%, how much are we using? The answer? Pretty much all of it. All the time. Even when you're sleeping. Here's how we know. Scientists use something called brain imaging, tools like fMRI scans, which let us see which parts of the brain are active in real time. And what do these scans show? Over the course of a day, virtually every single region of your brain shows activity at some point. Now, does every part fire at the exact same moment? No. Your brain is smart about this. It uses different regions for different tasks. When you're reading, certain areas light up. When you're listening to music, different ones activate. When you're running, a whole other set kicks in. It's like a symphony, where different instruments play at different times to create something beautiful. But here's the key point. No region just sits there doing absolutely nothing. If 90% of your brain were truly idle and useless, damage to those areas wouldn't matter. But we know from studying brain injuries that damage to virtually any part of the brain has consequences. Memory loss, personality changes, difficulty speaking, trouble moving. The effects depend on where the damage happens, but there's almost never a safe zone that doesn't matter. That alone should make you go, if those regions were truly unused, why would losing them hurt so much? So there you have it, Curious Minds. The 10% myth. Busted, debunked, and sent packing. The truth is, your brain is already a full-time powerhouse, working around the clock, burning energy, making connections, keeping you alive, keeping you thinking, keeping you, you. Next time someone tells you that humans only use 10% of their brain, you can smile, nod, and then very calmly explain why that's about as accurate as saying fish only use 10% of their fins. If you learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up. It helps more curious people find us. And if you have a myth you want Quizzy to bust, drop it in the comments below. Moreover, come and visit us on www.work4yoututor.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and never stop asking questions because Quizzy said that.